Darren, where you at? There he is.
What's up, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
I mean, you got the eyebrows too.
What in the world is that?
Melissa's had the eyebrows on.
How do you turn that off? I don't want to be doing this all day. I look a little silly. What in the world did she do? Oh, video filters. I think I got it.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that's ridiculous.
Well, there we go. So, what do you think?
So, it's our first one.
Welcome to Are You Taking Care of Yourself with Darren and Jake.
Nice. Are you taking care of yourself? It's gonna be a good thing because we probably make us take better care of ourselves.
Because I don't think we always take very good care of ourselves.
No, that's something we have to work on.
So, it's like a monthly check on are we taking care of ourselves?
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I thought it'd be cool is because you just did the Azores and you trained and you had like a regiment, like a goal, and you worked towards it, and then you did it. And then I was kind of on the fence about whether I was going to do that half marathon in New York City in April. And I kept like hemming and hawing about it. Um, but then last week or 2 weeks ago, when you popped on the Zoom or on the pod and we chatted for a minute, and I was like, we should do a pod called Are You Taking Care of Yourself? I had just texted Sean, my friend Sean Slimak, about he should be on the pod because he posted a video where he's let's just get Sean on.
Yeah. Why don't you join us, Sean?
Why don't you join us, Sean? He had the plan to join the 1,000 pound club before he turns 48.
So I actually knew what that was too as soon as you told me because it's basically you're when you can move 1,000 pounds. That includes your flat bench, your squat, your back squat, and your deadlift, and that's a pretty cool goal.
So what
I'm
inspired
here.
Oh, Sean.
What's up,
I'm here.
Sean?
Sorry, guys.
No problem.
I couldn't figure out how to turn my camera on.
That's
Yeah,
all right. It took me forever to move.
only did it for 2.5 years, and now I'm stuck again. So I just let you guys know I'm outside right now. I'm home from work a little earlier than usual, so I can meet up with you guys. And I don't have a house key on my on my keyring. So I'm on my phone just at the picnic table in the back. But I picked some lemons just right now, and I got my phone propped up on the lemon crate. So hopefully you guys can hear me and see me okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you're good.
he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So how's it go? So Sean and Darren, we chatted a little bit last night, but this is the first like time we're all talking.
Yeah, happy to know you, Darren.
Yeah. Good to meet you, Sean.
Yeah. So we good to see you, buddy. It's been a long time.
You too, man. Too long.
I know. So Darren said he'd heard about the 1,000 pound club because Hugh Jackman did it. Where did
Oh.
you where did you like have you heard about it for a long time? Have you ever done it before? Like,
Uh, I hadn't done it before. I heard about it a couple years ago. It was during COVID. We were kind of like right before everything went hard lockdown, and it's kind of up to people's discretion, but people were kind of playing it real cool. There's a couple of guys there's a few of us that were in the same congregation at one time, and then we've all gone different, to different congregations since. But we were meeting up, and we just decided to start getting in shape. And one of the guys talked about the 1,000 pound club, and I think he's a big kid. He's originally from Olympia, Washington, or Olympia area, but he's down he was in California. Now he's in Oregon, but big, strong kid. And he got there pretty quickly. But I always thought it'd be kind of fun to do, but I'm not getting any younger. I'll say that. I'm not getting any younger. I turned 47 last Monday, and I just thought it'd be something kind of fun, like a fun goal. I'd always been around the gym, either a little workout set at the house or membership to Gold's Gym or something, but I've never really been overly dedicated, like 2 times a week when I was being consistent, but I haven't been inside of a real gym for 11 years. So, but I got a little weight set at home, but I just thought it'd be fun motivation, to try and hit that 1,000 pound club. I think it might be some work, but it'd be cool if I could try and do it.
So do you have like a timeline that you want? Like how far from it are you now?
So I have some work to do. I did a rough estimate, pretty conservative, but I think I'm right around 8 7, somewhere between 875 and 890. So I have over 100 pounds to build, probably 125 pounds, 110 to 125. But I think I'm encouraged on one side because I've never really trained deadlift or squat very hard. I've done them enough just to where I don't feel completely inept, but I've never trained them really hard because I was always a little bit worried about hurting myself with those 2 exercises in particular. But I think if I take my time and just do it right, I gave myself the whole year to do it, so no particular rush. I just have the theory I'm starting real light and moving my way up, and I'm kind of leaning on those 2 exercises, thinking that's where I'll see, some pretty substantial gains, hopefully.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
I know a lot of guys that move a lot of weight on their back squat and on their deadlifts. Now I can't do that, but I see what other guys do, and I think hopefully that's where it'll come from.
Have you ever like hurt yourself like that's made you scared, or is it just something you've always been weary of with that?
Back in high school, I hurt myself back in high school doing deadlifts with bad form, and I just 16, 17 years old, just excited about, like moving weight, and I just kept on stacking weight up and hurt myself. And then when I had gotten older into my 20s, I herniated a disc in my back. And so then I was real leery of re-injuring myself. I remember kind of what that was not fun. And then being a provider, then I thought I better kind of keep it cool. So, but now I'm going for it.
But it sounds like you're not that far off. I mean, that extra 120 is gonna probably take a while, but I mean, it's like it's not insurmountable if you're already kind of in a good spot with it where you're at.
And I think I really think if I can just be patient and be consistent, I think I'm pretty confident, or I have high hopes anyways. Right away, early on though, I fell into I started playing a little head trick on myself. It was cool, the response I got. There's a lot of people that chimed in and were like, "Hey, that's awesome. I'm gonna do it too." And a bunch of old guys, one of my old buddies, Jake Hutchison, my old roommate, he's the guy that even got me in the ocean. He chimed in right away. He's like, I'm on it. Ryan, remember Ryan Emerson?
Yeah.
Rhino tapped in, he's doing it. And then I got these nephews that are all becoming young men or adults, but they're all like, the whole lot of them is studs. They're just specimens. And so they're all like, all right, uncle. Like, it's kind of it's like an in thing for the nephews to call their uncle Unc. So they all call me Unc. I didn't know that. We didn't used to say that, but they're like, all right, Unc, let's do it. And they all tapped in where they're at. I'm behind every single one of these kids. And I was like, oh man. So I started playing a head, trick on myself where I was comparing myself to these 26-year-old, one's a 26-year-old firefighter, just peak, he's just peak physical condition. The other one's 21 years old and just testosterone with a smile, and then the other one that's super strong is like, the kid's 16, almost 17, and he's already stronger than me. His accumulative's he's well into 900s. Oh, wow. And I was like comparing myself to these guys. I'm Uncle Weekster is what. But I had a reset already 2 weeks into it, I had to reset. I'm like, no, it's just, this is my goal. The support is cool, and to watch everybody's progress will be cool, but I can't compare myself to these other guys. I just gotta take my, do take my pace and just be consistent. And then I think I'm achieving what I was set out for.
So what's your like plan or your regiment for, like you said, you're going to focus on the ones you do less, but are you going to just focus on one for each week, or are you going to?
No, I'm trying to hit, so my work schedule is mostly real typically, Monday through Thursday, and I usually have Fridays off. And so I do kind of work longer days, just typical construction stuff, where you just don't have a lot of control of your schedule with construction. So some days I run long, and then meeting, and I got a couple of kids that I'm fortunate that still like to hang out with me a little bit. So I don't have a lot of time midweek, but I'm leaning on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I'm gonna, I want to do one big exercise each day of the weekend, and then supplement it with kind of supporting muscles, so I don't get too lopsided. But I'm still real light too. I'm still real lightweight right now.
That's nothing wrong with that. You got to start in easy because you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then set the whole thing back.
Yeah.
But
Darren, what is your gym? Because you go almost every day, right?
I go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is generally the days I go. And I've been trying to start upping that a little bit and do Friday, get some supporting stuff in. So like do leg day on Monday, then back on Tuesday. Wednesday I might run if I can. It's the only day of the week I have off work because it's meeting night, service day.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to go to work that day. Sometimes I go, but I don't have to usually.
Yeah.
That's
So
on Monday?
On Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
And then so Wednesday always got a bunch of stuff to catch up on, but then I'll go do a run that day, hopefully. And because I've been trying to do some racing as I get older, which is interesting. And then on Thursday, it's like if I did chest on Tuesday, then I'll do back on Thursday, or vice versa. Those two move. I try not to move leg day because I always go Monday, and legs is the one thing that you don't really want to do when you go in. No one is like, I'm stoked to go do squats today.
Yeah.
So I make sure I do that Monday just so I have done it first and it's
Yeah.
out of the way, and it's all downhill from there.
And then you have all week to recover from legs too.
Yeah.
So like if you get into something if you want to start running later on in the week or something, you have some time for recovery time.
Yeah.
Do you find
have like a nutrition plan that you're going to start doing, like up your proteins or take any supplements as you're starting into this?
Well, I should. I should, but I have no plan as of yet. I'm trying to slow down on the course banquets in the evening. And that's my starting point. My wife, Jess, she cooks pretty healthy. She cooks pretty healthy. I do historically have a sweet tooth. I didn't always as a kid, I don't think, but somewhere along the line, I fell in love with donuts, and it sticks with me. And I always want a donut. Like so we have service on Saturdays at our house. I'll go every Saturday morning, get yum donuts for the whole group. The group doesn't need them. I just end up eating all the donuts over the weekend. And I know it. I know it's going to. It used to be like a fun thing for our little one's name is Frankie. We would go in the morning. That was our fun thing. Well, she doesn't even go with me anymore. It's just my thing. I just go get yum donuts every Saturday and eat all of them. So I'm trying to slow down on some of that stuff too.
Yeah, you don't have like your built-in excuse anymore. Oh well, Frankie, the donuts.
No. But I figure I'm going to try and cut out some of that sugar and really slow down on some of the beers. And then I think for now, as far as supplementing, I'm just thinking I'm going to see where I'm at around June. And if I'm making progress and I'll kind of stick with it. But if it looks like I might need to get a little serious, then I'll have a consult with somebody to point me in the right direction.
Maybe pick a protein shake.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
That's been my main thing that I've been pretty consistent with daily is I used to always just do eggs and toast in the morning, and now I'm doing a protein shake with banana and apple and peanut butter. And it does me well. Like
Yeah,
it gives me what I need. I think the hard thing, kind of maybe like Jess, is Chelsea makes good food at home. Like all the food in the house is good, but I have a sweet tooth also. And also being in construction, it's so easy to go get like a breakfast sandwich in the morning,
yeah, yeah, something fast.
something fast. And so it's like Chelsea's just like, where are you getting like the extra calories? Because everything in the house is good. And it's like the gas station breakfast sandwiches,
Ooh,
gas station food. It's the grabbing lunch. It's all those things. And like the beers add up, things like that that have a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Um, but I just signed up for a half marathon.
You did sign up?
Yeah, the New York City
Oh
half
boy,
marathon. So
that's awesome.
um, now it's like I did a run on Sunday and decided if I can do like 4 miles and like I don't feel any pains or like bad aches or strains that I would do it. And so I did 4 miles. I didn't have any issues. Nothing like came up. So it's like, all right, I got to do it. But then it's like, I signed up for the Nike Run app, and that gives you
Okay.
like it asks like, what's the date of your half marathon, and then gives you a regiment basically for every week until leading up to it. But then the reality kicks in because I got home late from work and it was already dark and it was 27 degrees. And it's like, I have to go do a 15-minute run, like a recovery run. And it's just like the
Oh,
reality of that is like Darren, you were saying, it's like you get home, like when you're training for Azores, it's like you get home and it might be dark, but you still got to get your run in.
yeah.
And
You
now
get
I'm
off work and you're like, oh, it's a 20-mile day. This is going to be the worst.
yeah.
and what is, at the risk of exposing my ignorance, what is the Azores?
It's a group of islands that's in the middle of the Atlantic between the east coast of the United States and the west coast of Portugal. And they had a race there. It was a 3-day race on you ran on 3 different islands, 3 straight days. It's 50 some miles to do the whole thing. So it was entertaining.
That's really cool.
You
That's
get up in
really
the morning
cool.
and run. Then the next day you get up, get on a ferry. They ferry you to a new island. You get off there, they drop you at the starting line, and you run. And the next day, it's the same thing until you've done 3 days. And like the last day was almost 22 miles and 6,000 feet of elevation gain.
Oh, wow.
We literally ran up a volcano around the rim of it and then drop off the other side to the other side of the island.
What an experience, huh? But that's serious though. Like you can't skip your program because if you skip the program, you show up unprepared, then you could hurt yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And I had to, there's one of the girls that was running the race with us. She's pretty good at scheduling these kind of things, and she wrote out my program for me. She has a program that she uses and made my training schedule, and it was entertaining because the beauty of West Virginia, where I live, is it was all trail runs, so that's all I do around here anyway. Because running on the street is fine, but it's not as fun as being out in the woods in the wilderness, running up a mountain or whatever. That's kind of so I had to have that schedule kind of here's the day you have to do this. Here's the day you have to do this. And you're like,
Well, at least you got it done before. And now, when was it? It was before all this cold weather, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The Azores, uh, they call it the Hawaii of Europe. It's super tropical, and
Okay.
they're all volcanic islands, and it's real beautiful. So the weather, like it ended. When did I run that? About 2 months ago or so.
Couple months.
Maybe, yeah, 2 months, 3 months ago, I finished the race. And I did so I did do some of my fall training. Some of my training was it was in fall time, but the biggest thing there was some cold, but it wasn't brutal. The biggest
Okay.
thing I contested with was the short days. Get
Yeah.
dark.
Oh, and it gets dark so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now,
congratulations. That's super cool.
yeah,
It was super fun. It was quite the experience. Beautiful, beautiful place.
yeah. So now so now it's been 2 months. How do you feel? Like, has there been a drop off because you're done with that, or are you still trying to stay pretty steady with things?
I think I picked up well, I got back into lifting again because my strength dipped so much because my training schedule, because of it being a 3 in a row day race or 3 days in a row like that, I was running so much during the week that I kind of just quit going to the gym and my strength dipped way down.
Mm.
Like I went in the gym and went to flat bench and I grabbed 185 and I was like, well, God. So I wanted to get my strength back up. So I've been doing that lately. And now I'm going to start running again because I got another race going to happen in the spring. It's a 15 miler here in West Virginia. They got the new national park, the New River Gorge. And
Cool.
so there's a 15-mile trail race there I'm gonna do. So I'll start running again. This time it's a 1 day race, 15 miles. I don't have to stop going to the gym to train for that.
Yeah. Jake, I'm interested because like from the news anyways, it looks like the whole country is under freeze watch. So what are you doing for your training? Do you have a gym that you can go to run inside, or what are you doing?
So last night, I'm remodeling a bathroom right now. I didn't get home until like 5:30, so it was pitch black. It was 27 degrees, and I just like put my flashlight on my phone and went and ran. It was like it was a 15-minute day, so it was like I
You
just
did it.
you when you're halfway out, like 7.5 minutes. So I just got on the main road and ran 7.5 minutes, and then
Good for you.
and
That's awesome.
it was cold. And then
Yeah.
today, like basically the app gives you like, here's your 7 days, this is what you need to do. So like I have two 15-minute runs, two rest days, two like 26-minute more speed runs with that varies. And then I have to run a 5K this week. So we have friends that are also training. So like Sunday morning, I'll get up and run a 5K. Today I'm doing a rest day because it's just been snowing all day. So it's just
Oh wow.
there's nowhere to run. It's the roads are frozen. And then
Okay.
I'll try to we have it's called the Heritage Trail. It's the length of a marathon right down the street, and it just runs down the highway through the towns. And it's a really nice trail that we'll run. So most days I'll do that if it's light out, and if it's dark, I'll probably just run out here with like a high vis and a flashlight on my phone. So it's not a deal because then we work out. Me and Chelsea work out Tuesday, Fridays with the trainer at his house, and that's more weight focused, and then like a burner. And then I play basketball on Mondays, so it'll be a lot. Kevin Reyes was like, "Get ready to hurt because you're gonna hurt
Yeah.
for a
I was
while."
gonna say
You're gonna be
you
sore
gotta
for a while.
tap into Kevin, man. He's man, pretty incredible what he's been doing the last couple of years, huh?
Yeah. So I talked to Kevin a little bit. I talked to Kevin and Devin. You remember Devin Varmega?
You know, I don't think I've actually ever met him in person.
Oh, okay.
No, he has a younger brother, right?
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah.
And he used to come play ball, and so I've met him,
Yeah. Through
but I don't think I ever got to meet Devin.
Yeah. So Devin went with Darren and did the Azores. They're brother-in-laws.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Um, but I talked to him because he runs, and I just asked him what shoes, but he didn't really know. But Kevin knew because Kevin's like, "You're like me. You're a bigger guy. You need more support." So he said, "Look at the Asics because they have a good arch support for a bigger
Okay.
build." So I'm looking at what shoes to get right now just to run. I don't know if Darren has any thoughts on that.
I do. I have an opinion anyway.
What's the
I run ultras, and they have a pretty wide variety of level of cushion. Like I know Devin, he's a Hoka guy. He loves Hokas. That's what he runs. But my feet are wider than his, and the Hokas have a real wide toe box. So they just recently came out with a newer one. I want to say it's the Olympus or something. And I got that. So I have 2 pairs of. I've gone through 3 pairs. I'm on my third now. So I have 2 that I still use. The 2 that I took to the Azores with me, and one's kind of gonna have a little more cushion and stuff, and that's kind of nice. And then the other's a little more minimalist, and that was I like that. I like the cushy one a little bit better probably at this point, but just for the sake of my joints. But I've always liked them because my feet are a little wider at the ends. The wider toe box is so nice.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
that too. So I usually run with like a flimsy workout shoe, like with no support. And I have a good arch. I don't have a problem with a flat arch. But if I'm running and training, is it gonna flatten my arch if I don't have support?
You're gonna have some days where your feet are gonna hurt.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
The more you pound the pavement with them, the more your feet are just going to be taking that abuse. The longer your distances get. So having something like, especially on your 15-minute days, it's not going to matter. But if you once you start getting into your mileage, like once you start over like 7 miles or so, then
Yeah.
you start getting these where your feet are just going flat, 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 flat for that long. So it starts to take a little bit of abuse.
Yeah.
Then
And
that's when it starts to matter.
do you end up feeling it in your knees and your hips too? It seems like a good shoe might be able to relieve some of that shock that goes all the way up into some of those other joints too.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes a difference in your hips, your low back, your knees.
That's where so my knees, I didn't feel it, and I didn't feel it anywhere but my left lower back. Just one spot there I felt like later in the day, and then the next morning I definitely felt it. So um so
So
yeah,
something with a little bit more cushion probably
yeah.
be good. I wish I had mine laying here. I'd show it to you.
Other than our workouts, like how are we taking care of ourselves?
Oh,
Sean, how are you taking care of yourself?
well, so I've always um I've always just kind of considered or felt that I was always pretty grounded, not like a trailblazer with it in life or anything, but pretty well grounded, and could handle most things that come my way. But I will tell you, 2023 was hard for me. I had a it was just one thing after another after all year long, just all year long. And it never let off. Culminated in but on December 20th, they stole my pickup truck, had all my tools in it, and just that's the kind of year it's been. Where I'd get something fixed on my truck and I'd get it back and then have to go right back into the shop. Just one thing after another. And I wasn't great, and I felt like I wasn't I wasn't great for my family, for my girls. So I'm focusing real hard. Just getting back to what we're supposed to do, try not to every day comes with its own anxieties. So, and you can only control what you can control. So trying to remember that. Remembering that goofy sayings like, hard times come and go. So just saying, remembering that, and then just intentionally making sure that I'm good for my girls. Because I want to be strong. I felt like looking back, I was kind of a mess. All year long, I was weak. I was a lot of the year. I was not the head or the dad that I want to be. So just being intentional about that, and a lot of prayer, and so just being very aware of it and trying to keep things in perspective. I think I was letting things just add up, and mount up on me, and things became too big for me to handle all of it at once. So just trying to check things off one thing at a time, and I think that's been helping. Just being able I can only do what I can do, and check it off when I got it. And so when I've checked it off, then let that one go. So, we moved our Sunday meeting to, we had a 9th, and this sounds petty, but Sunday for the last 10 years has been my day to serve. And it's a big deal for me, evidently more so than I maybe realized. I think that was part of why it was nuts all year.
Sometimes you have these things, it's like an outlet.
Yeah.
And surfing very much can be that person. Like if
Yeah.
that's your thing, that's your thing. It's
It
like
doesn't even have to be good, just to be out there in the ocean. And when you're out there, you kind of have to at least, pay attention to what's going on. You can't really bring in a whole lot of other stuff. Or sometimes even if you do, you're chopping it up in the ocean, it gives you better perspective on, it's a good release, like you were saying. So I'm excited about being able to surf every Sunday morning again. We haven't had conditions for it yet, so I haven't even gone. I haven't even gone. Right before the time change at the end of December, we had a circuit assembly and on a Saturday, so I had a Sunday off, and I caught it really good. I caught it really, really fun, and I cruised on that one for a while.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's hard when you're it's like, I don't know how you are, but it's like I can feel my anxiety and I can feel how I'm feeling, even if other people don't even see it. Like I was telling Chelsea the other day, we were driving somewhere and I was like, I feel like I'm swerving all over the road. My brain is just like this. And she's like, you're not doing anything, like you're just driving. But in my head, it was just like everything was just, I couldn't even keep my thoughts straight. And it was just this anxiety of things. And
Feels like chaos.
it felt like chaos, even when you're just, even if people don't see the chaos, it's like your brain is just overwhelmed or something.
So what do you do? What do you do? Or do you have something that you're working towards to kind of, do you have something in mind to help out with that? Or because I'm taking tips, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping running will give me like a little bit of time to like just be alone. I'm trying to do better with my daily reading, like my Bible reading, and then also read more, just something other than scrolling on my phone. Cause I'm like, it's been told to me, it's like disassociative. I'll just shut off. Like,
Yeah.
I'll need like constant dopamine hit sort of, and then I'll just shut off. So if I'm not like going, I turn off, and then that's not good, because then you're just killing time, you're wasting time. So trying to cut down on like my phone and stuff like that and focus more on like reading just normal books, and then also like a better daily schedule with Bible reading, and then like getting help as needed. So
Yeah.
And just diet is a big one.
That does make a difference. So does sleep, for that matter.
Yeah, that is one thing that I'm trying to do. I've eventually been terrible sleeper. I'll stay up all hours. Sometimes like you're saying, Jake, I'll just be scrolling and looking at nothing, just a bunch of nothing. I'm watching videos on offensive and defensive lineman pro tips, like
I'm not going to the NFL.
still waiting for my big break. Well, Jake knows this, that I've always taken football far too seriously. All I've ever played is pickup. I never played no organized ball, but I am not kidding you. I'll stay up all night and watch D linemen rushing. I'm learning spin moves and ramping, and so I'm trying to control that. Go to bed when it's time for bed. Disconnect from my. I don't even know how to turn on a computer, so everything is my phone. And I've gotten myself so attached to this stupid phone that there's clearly a time and a place for it, and it can be beneficial and like fun stuff like this, but I'll just do nonsense stuff, or I'll just scroll Instagram for hours for nothing, So trying to cut back on that too. I got to make an actual effort to cut back. I think get sleep.
I have to do that too. And it's funny for me, that's how I started trail running, was in my need to start to get a little balance. During COVID, it got a little rough for me. So I got a bunch of things changed all at once. I got
Yeah.
given jobs that I wasn't ready for. Like they were like, here, you be coordinator. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then COVID hit a month later. And I'm like, now I really don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm overwhelmed. And I was like, and that's the disconnect, just being outside.
Yeah.
Like the same thing with surfing. You get outside. The same thing
Yeah.
with for Jake running. Getting outside and doing something physical outside kind of helps you recenter yourself a little bit, get a little perspective
Yeah.
and get away from things for a minute. Kind of
Yeah.
why I started trail running. I have a ton of trails around me, and I was like, I really just should get out on the mountain and
Yeah.
spend a little time going. And that's kind of one of the things that kind of helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
But you seem grounded. I mean, you seem like you from here.
I'm
Seems
trying.
like it's working.
Yeah. Well, that's our time. That was quick.
That was quick.
But all right, well, we got cut off, but I just wanted to say thanks for being on the first pod with us, and we got some goals and some stuff to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, man. No, thank you guys for including me. I had a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Darren, what were you saying with the 2, 3, 4 real quick?
Oh, yeah, just it's a strength goal that I found out about not too long ago. It's called 2, 3, 4. The idea is to be 2 plates on each side on bench, 3 plates on each side on squat, and 4 plates on each side on deadlift. As like this is an awesome place to be strength wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I just I heard about it a little bit, and I haven't really done a ton of reading on it, but it's a good like thing to shoot for. I don't know whether I'm going to shoot for that. Like the bench, I've already got that. It's the getting the other
Yeah.
two that's always going to be
Yeah.
the hard part.
Yeah, I
But
like
that
that. I
is-
think I'm gonna try for that too.
Yeah, but that does add up to right about 1,000 too. We figured out, right? Roughly.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
So,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. Well, thank you guys. We'll stay in touch for sure. We'll keep sharing our goals and what we're working on. And Darren's got his run. I got my half marathon. Sean's got his 1,000-pound club. So have a lot of reason to stay in touch and keep on each other. So
All right.
Yeah.
Love it.
all
Will
right,
do.
guys. We'll talk soon.
Okay, guys. Sounds good. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.